and welcome to Yoga with Lucy. So find yourself a comfortable space, take off your socks and shoes if that's comfortable for you, make sure you've got some space around you, and if you can, to get some incense and some candles, make sure those are already lit and safely away from you, and we'll begin. So if you're in a chair, just relax into your position. If you're on the floor and it's comfortable, sit with your legs crossed. If that's not comfortable, legs straight out in front, or you can high kneel. However that's comfortable, and we'll just take a couple of moments to tune in. Close your eyes here and start to breathe through your nose as long as that's comfortable. If not, through your mouth is fine. But if possible, through your nose is better. We'll take a couple of moments of quiet just to tune in. Shoulders are more backwards and forwards, and we'll start to wake our brain up ready for our yoga. We're just going to rub our hands together, really squeeze our hands, wake them up, waking our brain up. And if your students can't do this for themselves, you can do it for them. Squeeze up our arms. Again, you can do this yourself or have somebody do it for you. Really start to wake the muscles up, get the blood circulating. And again, shoulder roll forwards. And we're going to take 5 breaths together here, and if it's comfortable, with each breath we're going to lift our hands up above our heads and then back down. So we're going to do it like this. Inhale, all the way to the top, then exhale down. That's one. Back up on the inhale. Exhale, that's 2. Inhale. Down to exhale. That's 3. That's inhale. Exhale. 4. Up, inhale, last one. And then however you're sitting, release your feet out in front of you if they aren't already. You don't need to turn it to the camera. And we're just going to do some wrist circles and some ankle circles here. Go one way and then go the other way. And flip hands and feet up. Point feet and toes away, hold up, away, up, and away, and then back to cross-legged sitting or however you are comfortable. And we're going to put our hands on our shoulders for this one. Try and make sure that your arms are in a straight line, so you're not dipping your arms down like this. Unless it hurts to have your arms up like that, then try and do it like that. And we're going to roll our shoulders again with our hands on our shoulders this time. A little bit tougher. Roll the shoulders forward. No need to rush. Couple more this way. Back the other way. Feel a nice stretch across the top of the back. You shouldn't feel pain, but sometimes it might feel a bit tight in some of the stretches. That's okay, pain's not okay. And then keeping the hands here, we're going to inhale and twist to the right. Exhale, twist to the left. If this hurts or you can't twist your back, just gently do it with your head instead. So inhale to the right, exhale to the left. And just do a few of those in your own time. Doesn't matter which way you go, as long as the inhale is one way and the exhale is the other way, and that's one nice full breath. Roll your shoulders again. And then just shake it out. Your hands are probably a bit stiff on that. So just shake it out. Hands on the knees. We're going to take a couple more breaths here again, just to refocus ourselves. So you can either have your hands on your knees like this, or you can turn them up to face the ceiling and just touch your thumb and forefingers together on each hand. Up to you. Close your eyes and tuck the chin in a little bit so you get a nice stretch on the back of the neck. And we'll just do 3 breaths here. Inhale. One hand, doesn't matter which hand, to the opposite knee. So if you've got your left hand, you're putting it on the right knee. It's going to look the opposite on this photo. And then take the other hand, just touching the floor behind you. Don't want a flat palm because then you'll sink back into it. So just up on fingertips, just behind your bottom on the floor behind you, if you can reach. If not, put your hand on the bottom of your back. If you can't do that, hand on hip spine. So however is comfortable, and then sit up straight. Take a nice deep breath here, and then as you breathe out, turn to look behind you, and you get a lovely twist in the back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands up and swap. So whatever hand you used last time is going to go behind you now, and the hand that was behind you last time is going to go on the opposite knee. So remember, fingertips behind, don't lean back into your hand. If you can't put your hand on the floor, the bottom of the back spine, if not the hip spine also. And then breathe in and get a nice stretch in the back looking forwards. Then when you breathe out, you'll slowly turn it to look behind you. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then back to the centre. And this time, take the other hand, the one that was underneath, to the other side next to your hip. So I'm using my right hand, it's going to look left because it's flipped. If I do it with this one, pretend this is my right hand. And this is next to my right hip. And the left hand's coming up. Look at the palm of your hand and then see if you can stretch over. So that hand up in the air is trying to get above the hand that's on the floor. And when you're doing this, make sure you're not hunching your back. Imagine that you're making a line all the way across the top of your body, over to the other hand. Look towards that palm that's up in the air and feel the stretch all down that side. That's 1, 2, 3, this hand that was up in the air now goes on the mat. The hand that was on the mat swoops up. Follow the palm with your gaze and see if you can bring that hand above the other one that's on the mat. And remember, don't slouch forward. Try and pull this shoulder back so you're in a nice line. One hand above the other, and we'll say that's 2. 3. Keep breathing. 4. And 5. And then coming back up to sit. And we're just going to walk the hands forward. You can't see my hands, they've disappeared, I expect. They are still there. Walking the hands forward. And just letting the head rest down. And you'll be getting a nice stretch in the hips here. We'll take a couple of breaths here. One more breath. Slowly come up. And from here, you're going to come to a tabletop position, so on hands and knees. See if you can roll over your knees if you're sitting cross-legged. If not, however is comfortable, to come to a tabletop position. So, palms flat on the floor if this is comfortable. And knees just hip distance apart, so you're like a table. And then we're going to do a few cat-cow stretches. So we're going to arch our back, tuck your head under, tuck your bottom in, and then the other way, stick your bottom out, stick your head up, drop your belly down to the floor, and then back under, tuck the head under, tuck the bottom under, lift the back up, other way, lift the bottom up, lift the head up, drop the belly down to the back. And we'll do one more of those. Round the back, tuck the bottom under, tuck the head under. Opposite way, stick the bottom out, looking up towards the ceiling, drop the belly. And then come back to tabletop, so your back's flat. Now we're going to test your balance. So take one hand, doesn't matter which, out in front of you. Nice straight line. Take the opposite leg, so if you've got your left hand raised, you want to lift your right leg. You can try lifting your left leg, but you will fall over. Lifting the leg up and point the toes down towards the floor. Try and imagine a nice straight line all the way from your hand down to your arm, cross into the other side, down your leg, down towards your foot. Hold it here for 3 breaths, that's 1, 2, and 3. Back to centre. Other side. So I'm lifting my right hand, so my left leg's going to come up. Toes point down to the floor, looking forwards, that's 1. 2, 3, back to centre. So keeping the feet together, bring the knees apart, sit back onto your heels if you can, arms down to the floor and rest the forehead to the mat. And this is child's pose, and we'll just relax here for a couple of breaths. Okay, from here make your way down to the mat, onto your belly, keeping your hands on the floor. Everything is on the mat except for your head, which is lifted. Looking forward, take a deep breath, and then as you breathe out, pushing up ever so slightly, looking forward. So your shoulders and your chest are lifted, but not your belly. keep breathing here. This is Cobra. Looking forwards, nice breathing. Shoulders are relaxed, not hunched up to your ears. More breath. And if it's comfortable, only if it's comfortable, push up so your arms are straight, so your belly and your chest are lifted now too. Only if that's comfortable, if not, stay in the position before. Keep breathing, that's 2, 3, 4. Bring your hands onto the mat in front of you, rest your forehead for a couple of breaths. Okay, then lifting up your head. Take your left hand, or right, doesn't matter as long as you swap, so that your palm's flat on the mat and your forearm's flat on the mat. Take your other arm, see if you can grab your foot behind you. On the top of the foot's fine, looking forwards, and see if you can pull your foot in towards your bottom. Make sure your shoulder's not hurting, bit of tension's okay but pain's not okay. Looking forwards, and keep breathing here for 1, 2, 3. Release, swap sides. Grabbing hold of the foot, looking forwards. See if you can pull the foot in towards the bottom for 1, 2, 3. Now, if you want to, you can just go back to resting the forehead on the hands on the mat, or you can do that move again at the same time with both feet. So reaching behind, grab a hold of the feet, see if you can lift the chest and pull the feet in. For 1, 2, 3, and release. And back to child's pose. So, feet together, knees apart, sit back to the heels, resting the arms on the mat, drop the head down. Just a couple of breaths here. From here, we're going to come up into a downward dog. So, walk your feet further down than your hands, sorry, the things at the end of your arms. Walk your hands down to the end of the mat, and then turn your toes over, push your bottom up into the air. Your feet don't have to be flat on the mat for this one, but your arms do need to be straight. So if you've got a little bend in your knee, that's okay. Lift your bottom as high as you can. Feel the stretch in the back of the legs. Nice, straight, strong arms, and let the head just drop down. And we'll just hold it here for a few breaths. Keep checking in with your body. So your palms should be flat. Fingers spread out on the mat to push into the mat. Nice, straight, strong arms. Bottom lifted, hips lifted. Knees slightly bent, that's okay. Make sure you're still breathing. Just a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to walk the feet up to the hands. Again, slight bend in the knee. Hands flat to the mat and fold forward as if you're trying to look through your legs behind you. Bottoms lifted into the air. Shoulders are relaxed. Breathe here. And then stay down here. Grab a hold of opposite elbows so your hands aren't on the mat anymore. And drop down again. And just let gravity pull your body down. This is called ragdoll. And this will really stretch your back. And if you want, you can just sway from side to side. If I turn, so you can see, you probably can't now with my hair anyway. Just sway from side to side. Get that lovely stretch in the back. And then slowly come up, bringing the arms up. All the way up, palms together, pointing towards the ceiling. And breathe out, arms down by your sides. So here, we're going to go for a wide leg forward fold. So, as it says it's a wide leg forward fold. Your feet are pointing forwards. And just make sure that it's comfortable and you've got a nice stretch, but you're not stretching too far. So you can adjust if you need to. Hands on hips, roll your shoulders, breathe in here, and then we're going to fold forward, but we're going to try and just bend from the hips. So we're not leaning forward like this, keeping our legs nice and straight and strong. Just imagine you've got a hinge here. We're going to fold forward as far as is comfortable. And when you get down as much as is comfortable, try and drop your hands down to the mat. And then inhale here, and when you exhale, see if you can fold a little bit further so you're upside down. And you've got a nice stretch in the legs. That's one. Try and focus on lifting the hips. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands to waist, tuck the chin in, and all the way up to the top. Keep the legs here, but turn one foot to point out away from you. Doesn't matter which foot, because we're going to swap afterwards. And the other foot, try and point it the same way. It won't go all the way, but it'll go a little bit of the way. And keep your legs nice and straight and strong. Arms out to the sides, we're going to do a triangle. So the legs stay straight, we're not bending the legs yet. And we're going to push the hand that we're looking at, we're going to push that hand away over that foot that's pointing away from us. We're going to push, taking the top of our body with us, keeping our legs straight. When you've pushed as far as you can go, see if you can take the hand down to the inside of that front leg. It could be on the thigh, on the knee, on the shin, that's fine, wherever is comfortable. And if you're wobbling a bit here, you can just put your hand on your waist and just have the stretch here. Otherwise, the other hand points up to the ceiling. So you've got a nice straight line from that top hand all the way down your body to the hand that's on the inside of your leg. Look up towards the hand that's pointing to the ceiling, this is triangle. The shoulder that's at the top, try and pull that back so you're not hunched over. Look towards that hand and we'll say that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come all the way up, legs are still straight, arms out to the side, turn your feet the other way. Same as before, arms pointed out, you're looking towards the other hand now. And we're going to push that hand away, keeping the legs straight. When you've gone as far as you can, swoop that hand down to the inside of that front leg. The other hand either to the waist or pointing up towards the ceiling. And remember to pull that top shoulder back so you're not hunching over. Nice straight line between the raised hand and the hand on your leg. And that's 2, 3, 4, top, feet together, hands by the side, roll the shoulders, then the other way. And now we're going to try tree pose. I'm sure many of you have tried this one. So there's a few different variations that you can try here because it does test your balance. You can either put your hand against a wall to hold on to, or you can just prop one heel against the inside of the opposite leg, doesn't matter which as long as you swap. If you want to try and test your balance a bit more, you can lift one leg up, grab a hold of your ankle and pop it wherever is comfortable on that standing leg, and put your palms together in a prayer posture. Relax the shoulders back, and you can either stay here, and this can be your tree pose, or you can lift the palms up above your head and breathe here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now don't try and rush out of this one too quickly. Half of the fun of this posture is coming out nice and slowly. So bring the palms down if you had your hands raised, pause, and then drop the leg. Walk it out here. Same on the other side. Whatever you want to do, find a wall to balance against, or just prop your heel up on the inside of the opposite ankle. Or again, grab a hold of that ankle and lift the foot to wherever is comfortable. Palms together in prayer posture. Stay here if you want, or lifting the palms up. And breathe here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release the hands slowly. Release the leg and walk it out here. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to do a chair pose. It's not as easy as it sounds. So we want the feet slightly apart, knees together, and we're going to sit down as if we're sitting in a little chair. So we're dropping our bottoms down, lifting our arms up, palms aren't together, as if you're holding a beach ball. Drop the shoulders back. We don't want to be posing like that, you'll just get ache in the shoulders. So drop the shoulders down, relax them, and just imagine you're sitting in a little chair, a low chair, holding a beach ball. That's 2, 3, 4, one more breath, 5, well done. And then coming up to stand, roll your shoulders back, roll them forwards, and then we're just going to walk our feet out slightly, so they're just wider than hip width apart. Point your toes a little bit out on each foot in opposite directions, hands to prayer, and we're going to do a yogi squat, so we'll have to play around with our posture to begin with just to get comfortable. We're going to drop our bottom down as far as you can. We're not quite sitting on the floor. And then see if you can take your elbows to the insides of your knees. Drop down further. Your hands are in prayer. So your elbows are pushing your knees away, and your knees are pushing into your elbows. And your bottoms drop down, shoulders relaxed, looking forward, nice straight back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, well done. And then just see if you can drop back. I'm going to turn just to show you what I mean. Just see if you can drop back onto the mat to come to a seated posture. Again, I'm only turning to show you what I mean, so you should stay still. And we're just going to take another stretch here, the same as we did at the beginning, just to stretch our hips out a little bit. So we've got our legs crossed as long as that is comfortable, and we're walking our hands forward, Stretch out the hips when we've got as far as we can. Relax the head down. We'll take a couple of breaths here. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to finish with a bit of lotus breathing. So when we started, we took an inhale like this and an exhale like that. And it's the same sort of thing. So find a comfortable seated position. And we're going to have our hands in prayer pose. I'll talk you through it before we start. And as we inhale, our hands are coming up to open into a lotus at the top. And as we exhale, they turn. So the backs of the hands push down together to go back down into our lap. And that will be one full breath. We'll do 5 of those to finish our practice. So palms together, you can close your eyes for this if you want to. Inhale, the hands come up, slowly opening like a lotus at the top. Exhale, turn the palms facing outwards, push down towards your lap. That's 1. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2. Inhale up. Exhale down. 3. Inhale up. Exhale down. 4. Finishing breaths. So now you can lie down on the mat. You can relax your body fully and completely. Close your eyes. Take a quick scan from the top of your head all the way down to your toes to make sure that everything is relaxed. And that is your 5-minute focused meditation at the end of the yoga session. Thank you for joining in. Namaste.